here to discuss the economic redevelopment plans for Belize City that I have come up with over the last 4 to 6 weeks in an economic geography class at Georgia State University. I have 2 large initiatives with several programs staggered over 1-year plans, 3-year plans, and then extended plans. And I guess let's just start by talking about those 2 initiatives. So, it's important for my strategy to empower locals first through a sustainable economy and lead the region as a model Caribbean city. How can we do this? It seems daunting, but there are ways. In order to empower locals through a sustainable economy and lead the region as a model Caribbean city, we must consider certain strategies. Stimulate community business and quality of life vitality, maximize our competitiveness, and drive urban innovation. Our opportunity in Belize City stands at the crossroads of a new economic era. The city operates with an open economy and is geographically situated to fulfill the needs of a global marketplace. Countrywide, Belize City has been most heavily affected in the recent global economic downturn due to being overlooked in the country's recent dependence on tourism. While the country of Belize is filling a niche market for ecotourism and expanding its commercial produce farming, Belize City seems to be left out of the renaissance of this Caribbean nation. Geographically and socially, Belize City is poised for great expansion as a hub for ecotourism, research, and learning. Okay, to explain in further detail how Belize City works and contributes to the rest of the country, let's say geographically it is such that it is the central location for all ecotourism to pass through. In order to reach any of our natural resources, you do go through Belize City. Belize also offers the only urban atmosphere throughout the entire country, including infrastructure for growth and expansion of population and programming. Belize City is also the port city of the country with several bodies of water, making it a strong through city for transportation of goods. Through crucial consideration, our strategy will use a combination of old world or bottom-up, locally engaged community planning, coupled with long-term investment partnerships from innovative, leading institutions from throughout the world. Initiative 1, Belize City, the first eco-township of the Caribbean. Belize City is positioned as the frontrunner to ecotourism and marine exploration globally. So, under Initiative 1, we have several plans. We have develop an environmental conference, the first of its kind in the Caribbean. We have decided that we need to seek expansion of the University of Belize. Campuses need to develop relationships for long-term partnerships with international institutions. Initiative 2, which is where we level out the introduction of new and outsider institutions by saying locals first, solidarity for Belize City natives. We talk about locals first, and we need to build solidarity for the Belize City natives as their town grows. Under this initiative, we'd like to introduce programs such as the immediate rehab of houses and business fronts and planning of livable community design throughout Belize City. We'd also like to see to the access of improved water for residential properties throughout Belize City. There is also a need for access to improved waste services, and we'd like to consider restoration and preservation of important historic structures. Through Initiative 1, we really see that this is a more sustainable way to harness the interest in the environmental assets which are situated in the country of Belize. The development of an eco-township gives Belize City a place in the booming interest of global visitors, whether for tourism or research. Long-term investment in Belize City is key, and through academic research, skill training, artist studios, and international bases, Belize City can come together as a destination for concerned and respectful guests. Initiative 2 for the Locals First ensures just growth by being inclusive of the rise of living quality for all and putting Native Belizeans' homes and communities first. In lieu of only seeing outside investment or rapid gain for foreign investors, Belize City residents will benefit through programs encouraging business ownership, home ownership, and a stratified job market, where there are jobs for all levels of education and expertise. Some logistics will consist of 1-year milestones and 3-year milestones. We expect that at the 3-year milestone, we review all outcomes, at which point the mayor's office and all appropriate stakeholders will make rapid decisions from a selection of next step strategic plans for continued programming designed by the Economic Development Department. Let's take a look at how year 1 is going to play out. In order to develop and execute the first ever environmental conference, first steps will be an inventory of infrastructure to assess capacity for this conference, design and marketing, and fundraising to bring important speakers. In order to begin the expansion of University of Belize campuses in Belize City, we will also need an inventory of infrastructure to assess capacity for housing and campus. We would also need to begin research of which schools are already doing travel abroad programs to the area of Belize, and we need to look into local and regional skill training programs for possible partnerships. Throughout year 1 for Initiative 2, Locals First, in order for us to rehab houses and business fronts throughout Belize City, we need to begin with a master plan for citywide rehab. Standards and planning will be created through community leaders and trade professionals working cooperatively through a succession of design charrettes. We will begin with first and second phases to begin by the second half of the first year. We will also have to focus on development and major gift soliciting from local and global companies. Access to improved water, access to improved sanitation, and restoration and preservation of important historic structures. Those would also go into the master plan for the citywide rehab. Finally, the beginning of the development phase, that is, throughout the first year of this economic development plan, which will include soliciting sponsors so that by year 2, we will see our first rounds of low-interest loans and grants being dispersed to small business owning women. Plan for years 2 to 3 will be the continued development of all the programs and planning that we saw in year 1. Year 1 is more of our stepping stone where we get everything started. Years 2 and 3 is really where we begin to measure the outcomes of what we've begun. We are setting some goals for ourselves. We would like to see a goal of a 5% maximum or cap for unemployment through Belize City by the end of year 3. This can be achieved with introducing about 4,200 new jobs into the economy, made up currently of 70,000 residents. Right now, we're sitting at a little over 13% unemployment rate. This is a start because employment is only half the battle. We eventually need to look at what is a family wage. In the following years, years 2 and 3 and further, we hope to achieve a complete eradication of gang activity and violent crime throughout Belize City. We would like to also create an active and organized voice from community leaders and a more inclusive spread of work opportunities as well as support for family wage jobs suitable to Belize City natives within 5 to 7 years. Within 10 years, we intend to provide proof of a sustainable economy and become the model Caribbean city. It goes without saying that other things that we must consider is requests for remitting budgets of city and country revenues with a new focus on Belize City, an audit of city offices with intentions for complete transparency in matters of income and expenses beneficial to future decisions for all operating departments. What is a sustainable economy for Belize City? It is a place where people live and where they do business in ways that is good for not just the economy, but for the community and for the region around it.
So what I'm putting together by what you're saying is that you're hoping to, A, increase the revenues generated from the #1 industry in Belize, tourism. B, run the government more efficiently, waste less money to help fund these programs. And then C, also seek funding from private organizations in the form of donations and grants?
Yes, sir. I'm looking for support from first local corporation companies that may be able to help us, but I'm also looking at national companies that may have an interest in helping out a rather small by size city. And understand that I'm not just looking at increasing tourism on a day-to-day, week-to-week visitor basis.
In relation to Initiative 1, what types of institutions do you see being interested with locations in Belize City?
Well, the most immediate one that jumps out to me is going to be environmental management. Because of the resources and the interests in ecotourism through our country, it's vital to research now and begin to kind of explore best techniques for environmental management. The other thing that jumps out at me immediately is any kind of marine science or marine policy investigations or academic research. We're also concerned with issues of public health because of our lack of improved water and waste services through Belize City.